Hi, today I'm here with Mário Santos. Mario is a PhD in sociology and works as researcher at the Interdisciplinary Center of Social Science at the Nova University of Lisbon with a project on the social meaning of embryo in vitro. His research is mainly focused on the sociology of health and illness and the sociology of childbirth. I leave you the word, Mario, to introduce your poster on metaphor as communication devices in infertility care and assisted reproductive technologies in Portugal.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for watching. My name is Mário Santos, and together with my colleagues Catarina de Luné, who coordinates this project, and Luís Gouveia, we wanted to briefly share some of the findings of our ongoing research project called ETICO. ETICO stands for Ethical and Ontological Choreographies, and it is a sociological research project that looks into the forms of objectification and evaluation of the human embryo in vitro in the context of assisted reproductive technologies and scientific research. This project is funded by CICS.NOVA and is hosted by CICS.NOVA, and funded by the Portuguese Foundation for Science and Technology. Given the topic of this conference on the caring discourse and the challenges to the shared decision-making paradigm, we wanted to reflect on the particular healthcare setting of assisted reproductive technologies, or ART, and on how metaphors become communication devices, mediating the encounter between ART users and professionals. We know that in general, metaphors inhabit the landscape of healthcare settings, and specifically in ART, the literature shows several examples of the predominant discourses of the female body has a broken machine that needs to be repaired or has a container. And in this case, in our study, we wanted to look at the discourses built around the human embryo in vitro by observing the processes that shape the construction of distinctive lines of discourse in ART health settings. So this is still an ongoing project, as I told before. We are applying a mixed methods approach, combining an online survey with interviews and ethnography. We don't have solid and final conclusions yet, but we do have some reflections from the field that already illustrate how metaphors become communication devices in ART. The fact that we are still in a stage of data productions makes your comments and suggestions even more useful. So please do give your feedback. So far, our findings reveal that embryos are given multiple meanings intertwined with the complex nature of each individual ART trajectory. Each of the users' narratives that we have been collecting through interviews, the narratives of the clinical encounters draw upon a diverse set of metaphors that coexist, despite being different or, in some cases, apparently contradictory. Embryos are eggs in a basket, and this was the image that we used for the poster in the presentation. The image of the embryos has eggs, so they may be described as eggs in a basket that need to be handled and managed to increase the probability of success of a given scientific procedure. Or conversely, they are potential or even real offspring, sometimes with a name, and are described as precious beings that need to be cared and loved. So our tentative and preliminary conclusion so far is that beyond its symbolic meaning, metaphors on human embryos in vitro play an important part as communication tools in the clinical encounters between ART users and professionals, making visible a creative combination of different types of knowledge and communication practices. Resorting to metaphors becomes, at the same time, a tool to help users making sense of the medical and scientific discourse around ART, and a strategy for professionals and both medical professionals and laboratory professionals to communicate adequately the technical details and the several stages of ART procedures. What we now want to explore further in the future is how these metaphors in fact contribute and are contributing to effective processes of informed consent or dissent in ART. So this was it, very briefly. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to receiving your comments.